live, sorry. Yeah, I had to click this. And there you go. So yeah, I think we're live now.
Refresh. Still says waiting for Equimake on YouTube. Still says waiting for Equimake.
There we go. Now it's working now. So yeah, we're live.
Oh, there we are. Hey, we're live.
Hey.
Cool. Hey, everybody. Let's see. Well, let me before I go start the intro, let me retweet again just the
Sure. We have about an hour, so we could definitely.
Let me do that. And then I was thinking when you record, then you could edit the video however you like.
Yeah.
And then we put it up on YouTube, and then we.
Yeah, exactly. I could clip out things, and it's actually first time streaming on YouTube. Usually, like I think 5 years ago, I streamed on Twitch a little. But yeah, let's see how it goes.
Okay. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, of course. Sure.
Cool. Hey, everybody, thanks for joining in. Wagner James Au, also Hamlet Au in the virtual world. And I am with Alex, the founder and lead developer of Equimake. I first met Alex. He read my book, Making the Metaverse That Matters. And we started talking about it because a lot of the ideas aligned and kind of helped launch it. So, Alex?
Yeah, no. Hi, I'm Alex. Thanks, Jim. Thanks for the introduction. So yeah, last year I quit my job as a tech director. I really wanted to do something better with my time and my skills. I read a couple of books, and one of the books was James's book, Making the Metaverse That Matters. Fascinating book, by the way, highly recommend. Was very interesting to learn about different metaverse platforms, Roblox, Fortnite, Minecraft, Second Life, and just to see like failures and successes of those platforms and lessons to learn for the next platforms to come. So yeah, awesome. I decided to build Equimake as a free-to-use collaborative 3D platform for creators and learners. Really, my goal is to give access to free technology and empower consumers to create cool stuff on the web for free.
Collaboratively, right?
Exactly. Yeah, with others.
Anyone who had the link could jump in right now and start helping create.
Yes, it's in the description of this stream, and I'm just going to link it in chat as well.
Okay. And you recently added some Unreal assets?
Yeah.
That are available for free. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So what I realized that like users are still hesitant to use Blender, actually. Even though Blender, some people say Blender is easy, some people say it's difficult. What I realized after a month of Equimake is that people don't necessarily are not comfortable with Blender, and they don't want to go to Sketchfab and upload some stuff. So I decided just to upload 900 new 3D assets, and I think today we can just build like a couple scenes with those assets, and see if you like it.
Cool. And so there's a bunch of scene assets already in the scene now, right?
Yes.
You start with a blank slate.
Yeah, exactly. So when you start, like it was just empty grid, and I spent like 15 minutes just putting stuff. So I see right now you are in the stylized village, but I think we should go to like a restaurant scene and start with the restaurant scene. So I'm just gonna zoom into the restaurant scene. And for those who don't know the way, there is some shortcuts in Equimake. So when you select an object, you can press F to focus on the given object. So I can easily travel between different parts of the scene. So I think we're gonna start with just like a restaurant. Yeah. And
okay, I'll join you.
Oops. Yeah. So the library is on the top left corner of your screen. You basically have three kind of options. First is the chat, so we can say hey to one another, and second option is basically a list of objects where you can basically see and select objects, delete them, and edit them. And the third one is the library. So library kind of like it's just a bunch of assets. So it's like similarly to Second Life inventory, where you have a bunch of objects there, and so you have your own 3D models, and then you have a public library. So
I see.
you could filter between your library and public one, and then like just if you set the filter to public one, you have a bunch of assets that you can then select from.
Good stuff. And so, what are we building now?
Yeah, so let's build like with the pack of a bistro restaurant. It's kind of like the first pack in your 3D library.
All right.
And if you can't find it, just like you can see in my stream, I have it open right now. If you're a bit lost, let me know. I will be happy to help.
Cool. And so you open the bistro restaurant, and it has all of the individual assets, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you just see what you like, and then you just click on it, and then boom, it's in 3D world right away.
Yeah, I clicked a bottle. So
I see. I see.
Oh.
I see.
A big bottle. Oh, dang. Okay, so I assume I can shrink it up, or
So on the top side of your screen, you got like a top bar, which has 4 buttons on the top of your screen.
Right.
So you can move, rotate, and then you can scale. And the last option is you can zoom in into the object. So feel free to rotate, scale the object any way you want. And
I see. Yeah. Oh, okay. And for SL creators, they'll recognize the UI very similar as far as adjusting objects and stuff.
Yeah, especially the gizmo, like this gizmo, which has like 3 kind of coordinate system, X, Y, and Z. Like it's something that's very familiar to people who come in from 3D design or game engines. It's in Blender, it's in Second Life, so it's pretty familiar.
I think I just created a kitchen.
Oh yeah, I see. Okay, you're already over there. It's cool.
I think I just accidentally created a kitchen.
It's fine.
Impromptu kitchen. Okay.
Yeah, like I think you scaled it down the fridge. The fridge is very small. Let me help you. So
okay.
I can help you out basically. Like I can select the object that you're selecting and kind of rescale it back for you.
Yeah, that's good. So that's one of the things that really is amazing about Equimake is you can kind of collaboratively build in real time, right?
Exactly. So for example, you see like I can just press Ctrl D, which is gonna create a duplicate of this fridge. And I can do it like many times, for example. So it's very easy, to kind of like prototype a scene or maybe iterate on it. And together with your friends, you could really build something cool in real time. So I think you got 4 fridges on your screen right now. Yeah.
That was very
good. Do we have? I don't know. We don't. Looks so far nobody's in chat, but it's okay. We can just keep going. So feel free to go into the folder of the bistro restaurant, and then we can go back to the restaurant building. And I could spawn some chairs and some tables and maybe some decoration for the restaurant.
Right. Let's see. Okay, let me back up out of this.
So
maybe since no one's here, we can just start doing a live building.
Yeah, exactly. So feel free to select this table that I am selecting. And then once you select it, you can press a shortcut, Ctrl D, which is going to create a duplicate of this object. There you go. And and now you could put this. You could put this table anywhere you want, and I can put a chair or like a stool next to it, and we can like really make together. We can make this restaurant like very fast.
Wow. How many objects can you put into a scene?
So right now there was kind of like for this particular demo, I made a 2,000 objects cap because I didn't know how many people will come or not. Usually it's 200, but there is no limit. Honestly, right now I put a limit because I used to have a troll who was kind of like just coming in and creating like those worlds with a bunch of random objects up to like 500. So I kind of limited a bit. But ideally, I don't want to have any limits. So the technology will adapt to support a lot of objects.
Very cool.
So yeah, like I can put some windows for our restaurant here. Let me just.
Okay, you do that. I'm gonna look for other objects to add.
Yeah, feel free to break stuff. It's all right.
Oops. How many people can be in a scene at once?
Yeah, so there is, honestly, if you like active builders that's gonna be doing, building actively about 1,000. But then
Yeah.
the viewers, you can have about up to almost 60,000 viewers. So in one world, you can have 60,000 people who could view and see every object move and people building.
60,000.
Yes, exactly. It's
That's amazing.
It's basically a limitation of the browser, kind of.
Okay.
So not having avatars right now kind of allows me to have this increased limit because there's no frequent
Right.
events like people walking and running everywhere. But eventually I want
Right.
to add avatars, of course.
What's your vision for avatars?
So as taken from your book, of course, like I don't want to go just for humanized avatars because I think not all the people are comfortable in human avatar.
Right.
And offering like stylized avatars or even a custom made avatars is the best option, I think. So my vision is to kind of have Equimake be in two parts. Is that you could have experiences that will be more like building only. So you will have like more of a free cam. By the way, you can also use, when you are not selecting an object, you can use WASD to fly, just like a kind of like a Superman mode in Second Life. So yeah, my vision for avatars is that there will be like experiences where you can spawn as an avatar and experiences that you maybe it's better to observe the world a bit differently.
Yeah, and I think the avatar, well, I call them quote unquote avatars, like the user positioning.
Yes.
Is really good just because you can tell where people are focused, and even that is, I think, enough for a lot of virtual experiences.
Yeah, I think I could start simple with just synchronizing the camera position so you could see like where is like spatially where the people are, and then maybe even have like some sort of array, just like in Second Life. I don't know if you use Firestorm launcher, you could have like lines that show you look at targets, and it kind of shows you like a little bit who's looking where. It gives better idea.
That's cool.
So yeah, like there's a lot to experiment and try things out. But I'm trying to listen as much as possible to the community and implement new features every time.
Good.
So yeah, let me help you as well. Like I'm gonna maybe put like a radiator.
Oh.
And it might take a bit of time to get used to the controls. But they're fairly similar to Unreal Engine and Unity Engine. So whatever you learn right now in Equimake, you could say, hey, I can actually use now in Unreal Engine or Unity.
Oh, that's interesting. So you could transfer a lot of the skills.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. The goal is actually to kind of be like a low entry barrier platform where you could learn the basics, and also for advanced users. The biggest thing I'm working in right now this month is the scripting system, which would allow us to actually make objects behave and move.
Oh, interesting. What is the scripting system like? Is it like Mono or?
Oh, so yeah, it's gonna be JavaScript and TypeScript. Why JavaScript? Because it's very like popular, and I think it's a very user-friendly language. And so I think it's like HTML when kids are learning HTML in school and then they choose to pursue web development. JavaScript kind of is good for game scripting and web design as well. So yeah, I plan to make it fairly simple for users to adopt. And there's going to be lots of exciting stuff this month.
Wow, scripting. So how complicated an interactive experience could you create with a scripting system?
It's a good question. So I'm thinking of starting with small building blocks, like being able to change. By the way, time of day, for example, it's already changeable in settings. So if you see right now, I'm going to make it nighttime.
Oh, nice.
And I can make a bright daytime. But I would like to introduce, let's say, an extension which you could install into your 3D experiences, which would change time of day. So imagine you can just set up like, oh, how frequently do you want sound to go down and up, or if you'd like to install physics into your experience, and then some objects will start bouncing and stuff. So ideally, I don't really want to have any limits, but it's important to remember that it's a web platform right now. For now, I plan to be on Steam at one point, or bundle it as a native app and put it on Steam. But as a web app, I think a lot will be possible, like building games, first-person games, third-person games, simulations. Like, let's say if you want to use it in more scientific research, or like visualize some sort of environmental impact. Right. And data visualization as well. Like if you want to visualize census data, you want to visualize maps, basically anything. Like I really want to have, like, just give tools to people to build what they want to build.
Wow, that's amazing. And I love that you can add physics and basically sounds like create a miniature virtual world.
Exactly, yeah. So every kind of experience at some point will be fairly unique with their own set of art and code. So right now, what you have in Equimake is the art component. So like you could upload the 3D models, and then you could use the 3D models and create a story or visualize something. But the code is missing right now. So like there is nothing to do other than just building together. And with introduction of code, I think it will really will allow users for have different use cases. I see you struggling a little with the windows. Do you need help?
Well, my mouse is stuck on that. Let me try to adjust it to something else.
I think you might need to like you could scroll in, so to fly through the window into the restaurant, and then you could select. Yeah, like sadly it's not able to select the object. It doesn't know that the window is transparent, so when you click through the window, you select the window, sadly.
Okay. Wow.
So I'm just going to rescale it back. And
I might have missed that. How many people can create in a scene at the same time?
So about 1,000. Yeah.
About 1,000.
Yeah. Like I did a test where one of the Twitch streamers in Australia, she was building with her viewers. I think it was about 30 people, and it was in Australia. So you could imagine the latency and all that, and it worked fairly well. So I'm yet to see like a use case where we would have more people than that.
Yeah, I could see almost like a battle royale experience where instead of blowing each other up, you're building things maybe in some kind of competition.
Yeah, like we had some ideas like with the viewers to give them incentives, like let's say for example, a new village pack. I'm going to show it on the stream right now. Here there's like a bunch of assets to build your village, and the streamer, she wanted to maybe create a competition where people will build a village, like a house or whatever, and then she would rate, and the winner would win, let's say, Steam gift card, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. This is that's really amazing. Also see this as kind of rapid prototyping. It's a thing, like instead of sharing a drawing, you can say, okay, let's just go to Equimake and we'll actually sketch out what we have in mind for, like a design of a building or.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, I think about 6 or 7 people requested a feature to being able to export models from Equimake.
Okay.
And yeah, this would allow them to basically quickly create something in Equimake and then export it into Blender or 3ds Max or Maya. So yeah, it's like
really?
Yeah.
So it exports as a file that Blender could be.
Exactly. So GLTF is basically, it's a format. I think I don't know if am I correct, but Second Life used dia or collada file. But so the current standard kind of like is FBX, and it's always been for game engines like Unity and Unreal. But the problem with FBX, there are a few of them. So first of all, it's a bit tricky to bundle it as one file. So it makes it not trivial to transfer over the web, because when you want to share it over the network, you need to not only send one file, but also textures with it. And also it's a proprietary format. So it's not very, like the ecosystem around it is quite closed. And GLTF is kind of like a new format, and it's been standardized. And it basically allows you to bundle entire scene, very complicated scene, in just one file. Yeah, you can then share this file with anybody you want over network, and there's a bunch of extensions on top of it, and it has PBR enabled by default, like the workflow of the material. So like it is bottle, for example, you'll see, like I'm going to zoom into it, you'll see like the light reflects, the sun reflects of the top of the bottle and the bottle itself.
Right. Wow. Okay, that's cool. Imagine Second Life creators could actually import their content in Equimake and vice versa.
Yes, exactly. Like I think already a couple of the Second Life users actually done it, and they used Equimake as their like private workspace. Because what I understand, and I might be off a little, but in Second Life you still need to pay rent for the sim if you want to build something there.
You do actually, yeah.
And I think
unless you work on a sandbox or something.
Or unless you have a premium, and I think it kind of puts a little bit of a barrier for people to constantly want to create and iterate. And Equimake is kind of like this free sandbox where you could upload for free up to 20 3D models and then create up to 5 3D worlds like the one we just creating.
Well, and also you can collaboratively create, but realistically you could probably do 20 30 people, but it like the bandwidth would start getting really bad, so you would probably want to cap it out, where here if you could work with hundreds of people, we could talk about projects that could start here and then kind of evolve into Second Life and other virtual worlds. Really fascinating.
Exactly. And it might even be better for you to create something in Equimake real quick, export it, and then try to import it into Second Life and see how it looks, rather than spending time building something in Second Life. And it depends how intuitive people find Equimake, because I see right now you might I don't know, like it might be a bit difficult right now, like or like are you trying to like just to build random objects?
I'm just spawning.
Okay.
This is fun. And you're saying at some point they'll have physics if you want to have physics. Okay, like spawn a bottle and it would drop and roll and so on.
Yes, exactly. So like right now it's not possible. Right now the world is kind of static. But the type of extensions that will be possible would be, let's say, VR and XR modules. So because we're on the web, it's fairly simple to get access to VR features and XR features. Recently, Apple announced that they finally will support WebXR and Safari, so that's a good step forward.
That's good.
Like it was already supported, it was just under the feature flag, so you'd have to go into settings and set it up. So yeah, it kind of opens doors for Equimake to maybe like have VR support and XR support, and then people could use Equimake for in work and enterprise and stuff like that.
Wow. Okay.
I also kind of have like my own cars that I could spawn. Like, let me just spawn a bunch of cars on the street.
Oh, cool.
Maybe you want to like align them.
Where do these cars come from?
So those are also from a pyramid-free collection of Unreal. It's just I didn't upload them to public library just yet, but I will.
Wow.
So yeah, you basically got a bunch of, and as you see, like it's all streamed on your device, and it's all getting cached in your memory. So like if you refresh the browser, it's gonna load it very fast, and then if you can also join from your phone, and it should work as well.
Oh, and you capped it at 2,000 items, but you said you could even add more.
Yeah, you could add more. It's all about, basically it's mostly all about texture complexity. Because sometimes you can have like a very tiny object with like a 8K texture. Um, when anybody uploads something to Equimake, I try to crop the texture down and optimize it as much as I can, but it's still in the hands of the developer to make sure the assets they upload are good ones.
Right. Huh. And well, what's amazing is I'm not getting any kind of lag or sputtering. So like you can have a lot of objects in the scene and it'll still perform pretty well.
Yeah, it should work. Like I know it might have some troubles when you have both Second Life and Equimake open. Why?
Yeah.
What basically happens is that sadly Second Life just tries to use as much resources as it can, especially the graphics card resources, and it leaves little to no room for browser activity. And I've kind of realized that, like, oh, if I have Second Life and Equimake open at the same time, then yeah, like it's going to be an issue here.
So Equimake is using your graphics card?
Yeah, of course. Though Equimake runs on the GPU. To give you like the best frame rate possible. In fact, you don't have to do it, but I'll do it on the stream. In chat, I can type -FPS, and then in the bottom left corner, I will see the frame rate that I'm having right now.
Yeah, what is the FPS?
Okay, right now I'm having about 90. Yeah, I'm having about 90 right now.
That's really good. Wow.
It also depends when you look. Sometimes, like, you can have a very good frame rate if you're not looking on a lot of objects. So it could go to up to 144. And the reason why I have 144 is because of my refresh rate. But the video that I spawn here, like sometimes the video could sink the FPS a little, but it's all right most of the time.
Oh yeah, and we should talk about that. So you're able to import YouTube,
exactly.
Which I just uploaded one for New World Notes from today's post. Which where'd that go? Let's see.
Like I have this video here, and so I can embed it. I can even embed this stream right now. So I'm gonna show the viewers how to do it. I would click share, and then I would click embed. And I just need to copy this link here, SRC. And then if I go back to Equimake and I click new video, and then I just paste the video, and there you go. Our stream is embedded inside Equimake.
Oh.
What's going on? Everything just got so big.
Oh wait, oh I see. Our video is in there.
Yeah, exactly. So like if I play it, it's gonna play the live.
Love it. Meta, man. Very cool.
So yeah, a couple of people used it to embed their music playlists. They generated music with AI, and yeah, they just built like a cinema, and they put this YouTube playlist. So when you join this cinema, you can listen to their music.
Well, that's interesting. So that would be a totally new use case. Like YouTubers, Twitch streamers could just have a 3D space where they can hang out with their fans and just say, okay, here's some of our favorite videos. Go through it and hang out with people in chat, because then you got the chat function, right?
Yes, absolutely. I do see that chat function is kind of, it's nice to have here in Equimake, but I still see that that people are using Equimake more on like Discord or Twitch. They don't necessarily chat here. I usually chat with individuals on one-on-one. But I'm gonna observe like how community uses chat, and then we'll see. But it's good to have chat to be able to communicate with people and see who's online.
Yeah, I mean, I think once you have a larger group in the one Equimake seed, then they would want chat more.
Yeah, absolutely. When there's more people online at the same time, and they'll definitely want to chat more. And I also have like, so in the chat here, I can, let's say, go into your profile. I can click on your, and I can see what, if you've built anything. So there is this community aspect in Equimake where you can explore people profiles and see what they've built in the past.
Yeah, people can start connecting. So that's what enables the serendipity of virtual worlds, even though it's sort of a kind of fragmented virtual world, but you can still cross across many scenes. So that's really interesting.
Yeah, I do know that like the traits of metaverse is more of like a vast virtual world which is travel by foot. Like you could, physically, like you can go in there. In Equimake, I kind of made them more independent from one another, and it actually allowed them to scale independently. So hence why every experience can have up to 1,000 or 30,000 creators, 30,000 viewers, and all of those experiences that I'm just showing on the stream right now, they're all deployed all around the world, and they are deployed closer to the creator. So if, let's say, I'm located in Germany and I created Alexander's experience, it's gonna give me the best experience possible, and then people from all over the world can come in and collaborate with me. And for example, this welcome hub, because I'm located in Montreal in Canada, it is created in North America physically.
Right. Because you already have a very international user base, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I think it was about 30 countries, some of the countries that I've never heard of because my geography skills are pretty poor. But so far, top 6 countries are US, Canada, UK, Germany, Spain, and yeah, I think that's about it.
Well, that's yeah, it's already taking on kind of metaverse features, which is interesting. It's it's interesting. When I wrote the definition, it's like, okay, well, this is the vision that Neil Stephenson imparted, but I could see other versions emerging like this, that it sort of takes an aspect of the metaverse and it kind of starts there and almost works inside out to be an experience that has a lot in common with the metaverse, even though it's different experientially in a lot of ways. And that's whatever works, in my opinion, that empowers multiple creators to create in the same shared space collaboratively, and eventually there's an economic component, and that to me is the important asset of the feature of a metaverse.
I absolutely agree, and I think I also agree on the part where that gives good tools for the community to start creating. Because I think my frustration and why I started Equimake is I hate to see people that see technology more as like a barrier or something that's very complicated and hard to get entry to, and I kind of want to like destroy this myth and just say, hey, listen, it's actually fairly simple, and here's how. And I really want people to pursue their passion and figure out what they want to do. And I feel like some platforms kind of give you ropes, and kind of like right now Equimake is not good enough. I think I have to spend about a year or two actually iterating to make it good enough for newcomers. But ideally, I want it to be very easy and straightforward for newcomers to figure out if they like 3D art or if they like code. And then, if they really want to pursue it, then they would start using Blender, and then create cool stuff with others. So I do adopt a lot of the metaverse traits. And I don't know. I'm excited to see what the community want Equimake to be.
Exactly. I mean, what's amazing with platforms like this is the community could take it in a totally different direction and build amazing things, and suddenly that becomes the thing that a lot of people are interested in. So it evolves from the grassroots.
Yeah, and as your book says, like community and the company should grow together, and I totally agree with it. And same for the community that creates value, not the other way. It's true. Like I'm still. I think the struggle right now is to really find this user base that's gonna keep coming back. So daily, I have about 15 users that keep coming back, and about 5 new users. I try my best to catch them and then be like, hey, hey, welcome to Equimake. Like, what are you trying to build? Lots of people, they're kind of coming in and they build something real quick and then they close it down. But it's interesting because you would think, okay, well, that's it. They forgot about Equimake. But no, sometimes they come back just to check out what's new on the community page. But the people that actually choose to build something, they stay sometimes for an hour or two, because it's sometimes very fun to just kind of like experiment around, like what you're doing right now, like I don't know if you actually thinking, but you're building stuff, and it's just it you don't have to have Unity installed, you don't have to have Unreal installed, you don't need to have like a source control system where you have to save all of those assets. Like the beauty of Equimake is that it is on the web. You don't need to install anything. You don't need to compile anything, because the problem with Unity and Unreal, for example, if you want to build something for the web, you need to, well, first create a project, make sure the files of those assets of this project are either on Dropbox or GitHub or anywhere. But then when you want to release, you need to compile it, and then you need to upload it to something like itch.io or somewhere. And then, God forbid, you want to make a change, then it means you need to recompile it again. And with Equimake, it's kind of like there's none of it. You go in, 5 seconds, and you got your 3D world, and you start building. You don't think about none of it.
Well, I love that about this, because most virtual worlds, as you know, like in, from Minecraft to Second Life, whatever, you have to launch a pretty heavy program that takes over your computer, and you can create, but the barriers are pretty high. And here, like, this is in a browser, we're on Discord, we're on YouTube, and this is still going very smoothly. So it's like when I enjoy doodling around, like in Second Life, just playing around with prims and adjusting things. But I know it's a lot less seamless than this. You can just jump right in and start playing around.
Yeah. So I think like I'm gonna like start building a little bit of a village here, and they feel free to jump in when you want. So I'm just gonna go to public library and village pack and buildings. So let's put like a balcony here. Giant kids, giant kids playground.
Yeah. Oh wait. There we go. Yeah, watch what you're doing and. Oops. I think you have a sun here, so it does feel like a virtual world.
You mean a sun?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, in the scene, so there, like, by default, there's a giant sunlight.
Oh yes. And I could change, as I was saying here, I could change the time of day, so I could make it very bright, and then I can tweak exposure. So like if it's too bright, I could make it a bit, darker. I want to give more options for the sky. I want to have like more stylized skies and stuff, but and Equimake is basically there's a sun by default skybox.
Well, it's good. It's a good cue for people like to think of this as a virtual world. Okay, there's a sun here, so I can build some kind of planetary experience where, like, as opposed to like the the blank canvas of the the Matrix, where it's like there's nothing there, and so people feel detached, and it sort of feels like a surreal space, where this is much more grounded, and it's already nudging people to create something that's world-like.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I need to work a little harder on the templates. So basically give users kind of like an options when they start, so they don't start from the empty scene, but they could say, oh, I want to build a gallery. So they just click gallery template, and it gives them like the full-on built experience, and all they need to do is, let's say, to replace the images, or let's say another template.
So you'll be adding templates.
Yeah,
later
absolutely.
on.
And I think it will help the community to adapt Equimake, because right now it's more geared towards innovators, early adopters, people who are like going into things to tinker with them. But I do want to have a better tutorial, better onboarding, and then have 3D templates to help the community get started.
That's great. Yeah, like I was playing around with the I think the park, and then I realized, oh, it's all it's all pieces of the park. So I could make the park scene as good as it looks like in Unreal, but it would take a lot of work to kind of fit it all together.
It would, yeah, exactly.
Whereas if I started with some kind of base, then it might be easier, since I'm pretty noobish on creating.
Yeah, no, me too. Like when it comes to like designing something, like I have to look at the image for it to work.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, definitely 3D templates is something that will help more users to don't feel intimidated, or don't feel like, oh, it's too much to work, because ideally I don't want Equimake to feel like work. I want it to be like more like engaging and entertaining while you're learning something new. Like I see you build.
Yeah, I pulled out the village landscape, but that's, yeah. So this is, let's see how much it stretches. Like you can turn this into the world, that you work on.
Okay. Yeah, no, this is very big, and you almost, like right now where we're almost at the edge of the world. There's basically like sometimes the camera will kind of like tell you, whoops, you can't go further anymore. And so we're pretty far. I think the units right now like 20 more than 20 kilometers. Like the units are like in 20,000, something like that.
Oh wow. Okay, so that's the default space is 20 kilometers.
Yeah, I think something like this.
Okay, well, see, that's another difference. Like Second Life, you have one sim that's 16 acres.
Oh, right. There is a. I wonder why they do this, because there is no reason to do that. Like when I think about this, it's like the only reason you'd want to have a smaller worlds is because of the nature of mathematics and the computer. So there's something called like floating point precision. So when you have a decimal point after, let's say, 2.3530, whatever, and what this precision is about is that the further you are from the origin, from the 0, 0 of the world, like if you're really, really far, you would start seeing artifacts of 3D. And I think Philip Rosedale kind of did an offline renderer of Second Life. He basically took a snapshot of the entire Second Life scene without this limitation, driving distance limitation. And you could see like all of those floating islands and all that. But I think why they do it is because the further you go from the origin, you would have like weird artifacts with lighting and weird artifacts with 3D meshes and stuff.
Well, in terms of draw distance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, it's great to have 20 kilometers to play with.
I think. Yeah, and I think it's like it's not physical meter in Equimake, so you could go very, very small. Like if you want to have a very, very small, but you can go also very, very big. So I think there's a lot of you can build quite a large virtual world if you want to, as long as you're within the limits of the browser resources.
Well, and that's a lot of the projects like you see on Minecraft, is that people will build a whole city together.
Yes.
And
yeah.
You can totally do this.
Yes, those are like, really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, 10 square meters, 10 square miles. It's like larger than San Francisco, so you could recreate all of San Francisco in an Equimake scene.
Exactly, and actually, in fact, you have lots of tools already. Like there's a company, his name is Cesium, and there's Google 3D tiles. So you could really already start exporting and importing some of these cities into Equimake if you want to.
So that you can import the actual city in there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with the 3D tiles of there's actually like a 3D physical buildings that were taken from the satellite.
Oh right, okay, yeah, it's incredible.
So yeah, that's Equimake.
Yeah. We should talk a little bit about AI. I think you mentioned you were going to integrate some
Mhm.
AI aspects.
So yeah, like I honestly, my stance on AI is that I mean it's cool, of course. Like you could be very productive if you choose to, and I think it's important to leverage AI to your own advantage to get value out of it. However, I disagree with AI replacing creative spheres. Like I used
Right.
Midjourney myself, and you could just see it's not genuine. And at the end of the day, I as a founder and it's my first company, I want to work with people. I don't want to work
Yeah.
with AI. Like yes, Midjourney was cool, it generated a couple images, but I want to have a human to whom I can speak and to whom I can, I want to have a team of people. So AI and Equimake would be more in the shape of helping newcomers understand how to write code. So AI will be pre-trained on the code that I will write or my company will write. So
Right.
extensions that we will write, and then this AI could suggest to newcomers how can they create their first experience. So let's say if you don't know how to code, you could just say, well, I want to, let's say, create a wall. So what the AI will do is just going to create you like a box which looks like a wall, and then you say, "Could you please create a brick texture?" And then it's going to apply a brick texture, and then you could say, "Hey, can you write an extension that's going to make this wall breakable?" So it will write the script that's going to slice the mesh, and then it will make and will attach physics to it. So kind of like give newcomers like this idea of how can they use AI to make things, and then you could then inspect the code, and then you could
Mhm.
tweak it. So you could go one by line, and you can edit variables. So for example, like a speed of how fast the object moves, like from A to B. You could say like, oh well, I wanted to move twice as fast, so you would just change the number from 5 to 10, for example. Um, so yeah, leverage
Wow,
AI to help people
that's good.
understand how to code or to help
Yeah,
people build their virtual world.
I totally agree, and I think that makes sense because really that's the only application I've seen so far that seems to be very scalable with AI is helping you code because it takes away a lot of the drudgery. And I've talked to a number of coders, and yeah, they really like it for that reason. But you definitely don't want to replace human creativity. You just want it as an assistant and kind of doing what you're saying. So that's really good.
hmm I was also wondering, like, there is this. I talked to many people about, it, but nobody actually gave me like their opinion on this. But um, using AI to help with social anxiety, like, I know there's probably already like Second Life bots that kind of like would talk to you, and um, I wonder, like, it's definitely unethical not to tell the person who's struggling with something that they're talking to AI. Like you gotta
Right.
you gotta tell people that they're talking to AI before you will offer them human
Yeah.
comfort and stuff, right?
Right. But yeah, I could see people who have social anxiety or whatever are would want to practice with an AI and like practice their social interactions.
hmm
So that's a good possibility. I
Yeah, I
mean, a
just
lot of people,
yeah.
just real quick, a lot of people already go to virtual worlds because they have social anxiety and they
hmm
do want to socialize. And so taking away the eye contact and the physical proximity helps them.
Yeah.
So it's already valuable for that virtual worlds. AI, it could help in that way, but we haven't seen it. Yeah, it's an interesting thing to explore.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm all in favor of virtual worlds helping people to get more confident with anything they need help with. However, I think what I'm against is when people spend way too much time associating themselves to virtual worlds. I think I kind of don't like for example, I do not have I made it a policy in Equimake that you won't have any ads like outside the world ads. Eventually
Oh,
there
good.
might be in Equimake ads. Let's say somebody wants to promote their own experience, but there will be no ads from outside the world, and there will be no marketing emails. Like I don't want to spam people with hey join and do this, and so I don't want Equimake to be addictive, even though I know there's like people that companies that actually design applications for it to be addictive. Like they really want you to keep coming back. My kind of stance is that like I want people to come to Equimake when they feel like they want to learn something, build something, connect with others, and I don't want it to be like a replacement of their lives. Like it's just a tool for people to learn new things and just have fun.
Yeah, that's great. And you hinted at this a bit. Maybe you could talk a little bit about this. So will there be creator monetization of some kind where you can sell your content or other aspects?
So my plan is, again, taking advice from your book, I think introducing the marketplace too early could be a mistake, because it would kind of create, in my opinion, it would create a bit of inequality between the user base. Basically, the people who already are good at Blender and at other tools would be able to profit very well by creating 3D art, but the newcomers would come in and they would end up just consumers. I think that's what kind of happened in Second Life after they introduced Mesh, and people who were like really trying to they're doing great with Mesh. They are not. They were not able to get successful. So I think Equimake marketplace will come eventually in the form of you will be able to sell full-on bundled 3D experiences with art and code together.
Oh, okay. That's really good.
So yeah, like we really have about like we just created in 1 hour we've created about like 7 or 8 different worlds. Like if you look up from where your book is, there's like all of those floating islands. This is amazing.
Oh wow, that's so cool. I mean, I could see people just using Equimake to hang out, like while they're talking. Instead of talking on Discord and they're just looking at a screen of text, they could just go into Equimake and play around with this while they're on Discord talking, fart around and create things for fun. And it's almost like having a shared whiteboard.
It's funny you mentioned this. So a couple people already compared Equimake as a Figma, but 3D. So for those who don't know, Figma is a design tool for 2D. But apparently there is a new thing that's already out. It's called Discord Activities. So I'm a bit late into this game right now, but there will be a way to bundle Equimake as an activity. And so what activities are in Discord is that you can quickly create like Equimake activity. So when you talk to somebody right within Discord, you'll be able to join Equimake and then do the prototyping without even going through your browser. So that's something really to look into on my end.
Yeah, I can see that happening. Just there's, as you know, there's so many Discord servers that are, it's mostly people randomly chatting. But if you had events, then they would, want to jump in, like at special times or kind of a hangout party. It's really, socially, we've lost that in a lot of ways of just hanging out with friends, casually, creating something for fun, and this could really help empower that. Equimake could.
Yeah, exactly. My vision is I want as many people as possible to create, like to just try. Like they don't have to like become a creator and full on pursuit, but just to come into Equimake, spend 5 minutes just to realize how quick and easy it is to build something up. Like you don't need a degree, you don't need to go through Udemy of Unity engine. Like you just try it out and see that it's very simple and easy. Because I'm myself, like I think I know Unity for about 10 years now. I know Unreal for about 5 years, Unigine, Xenco, CryEngine, Lumberyard, like all of those game engines. I wrote 2 engines myself, and it's good. Like they're all general purpose engines. Like they're all great for their own things, but there's still this barrier. Like you still need to make this commitment to like, okay, I'm going to commit a year of my life or like a few months of my life to actually learn this tool. But what if this is not what you want to do? So now you ended up wasting like half a year just learning something that is not of value. With Equimake, you don't need to learn. You just come in, you try, you see if you like it. And if you don't, it's okay. You just go about your life and it's it. Enjoy the life. But if it's something you like, you can then choose to pursue it, connect with others, explore other people's profiles. and see like, oh, look at this creator, they created this experience that has 20,000 views, let me come and see. And not only you can chat with them, with the creator itself, and then you can say, hey, can I help you? And just like I did, I gave you editor role, and like now you're able to build with me.
Right. Wow. Build it together.
So yeah, I think right now, like this object, you're really in the bounds of the world.
Yeah, I'm like really high up.
Yeah. You can go like in an object list on the left side of the screen, and then click on any object to zoom out of this if you want to.
Oh, I see. Oops. Oh, I see. Okay.
So yeah, this is the kitchen, and this is the part of the pack of the isometric interiors. Because apparently some people like decorating like apartments and things. So I just found like Unreal Engine, like a bunch of assets for this, like a fun furniture, like beds here and the carpets. So yeah, I think the more content I'll give, the more adoption Equimake there will be, because people not very comfortable with Blender and going on Sketchfab.
Yeah.
Not everybody.
The more you have, you can just jump in and start new things in the world. That's
exactly.
Really
exactly. So it's kind of weird.
Very cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna like go on a stream just to show a bit more of the dashboard of Equimake and all that. So
okay.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to drop off soon, but yeah, thank you so much for this demo.
So sure.
If anyone watched, has anyone watched yet? Well, some people are watching. 2 people are watching. So yeah, but this has been really great. So thanks so much, Alex.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
All right. Talk soon.
Talk soon. Bye.
I'll watch you on YouTube.
Sure. Bye. So yeah, as I was saying, just want to show like more of a dashboard of Equimake. So the first page goes the community page. This is what people have built so far, and you can also switch between light and dark mode. You have my experiences, where you can create new experiences, or you can rename and delete them. You have a library. So library is that all of the objects that you have, and you can click on the any model to preview it. And you can filter between your uploads and a public library. So this is the public library with all the models, and my uploads is all whatever I upload. You also have your profile, so you could edit your profile, and you can change your name, and then you can upload the photo. You can also chat with Equimake if you want, and you can also submit your ideas. So on the roadmap, people can vote on their ideas and propose new features. And yeah, there's a Discord server, there's YouTube, and yeah, this is the landing page of Equimake that just kind of shows you what's possible with Equimake. So yeah, thank you so much for your time, guys, and yeah, see you